Hello, welcome back to LIVENODING. Let's talk about gears and cogs today. So gears and cogs, they're very interesting in terms of shapes. This is another classic example, and by now we should actually already have nodes that generate this kind of thing. Sometimes you want to get into the details more, like you see the middle part, the center part, sometimes have this kind of pattern. Um, so yeah, maybe I should try rethinking about gear once again. If you actually want a gear, you can go to preference add-on and install. Just enable extra objects in Blender, and you should actually, after you install the extra object, you should have gears. Okay, this gears is actually pretty good. The middle part is hollow, but it's actually not too bad. This one has a couple of parameters, and that's actually quite important. And then width, base, all sort of thing. And I'll try to recreate it in 3D, but I'm gonna show you just my process. And at first I was thinking, okay, gear, we can actually use something like ring or circle. I can start with a circle, and with the circle, if I were to actually use scale, and we're gonna use the multiplier. The multiplier can be a number range that's oscillating like a flower. Maybe this is still like a maybe. So start step counts. Okay, count should be coming from maybe the vertices. So now I'm currently thinking about gear, but in terms of vertices, and this is probably not gonna work. So let's try this. Oh, okay, starting to get something. All right, so we probably need more resolutions. So start and step. Seems to have effects. Okay, now we have something. File, save as, gear, vertex. Because I'm modifying just the vertex just to get the outline of the gear. Okay, so that's one. So you can have how many gears? This is more like a flower, but you can try custom triangle. So square. Okay, this is more or less like a gear, but just a really basic one. Okay, another method, because this is a gear in terms of thinking about the vertex, another way is to extrude just the edges, and you can actually use a ring for that, but I'll show you. This is an example. You see what's happening here. I start with circle, and I'm extruding it the edge, and for every edge I'm masking the edge, so whichever edge you mask will disappear. If I'm not wrong, let's see. So this input, if I have a couple of these and plug this into the edge mask, as soon you put a 1, that will create the pattern for your gear. Okay, so that's interesting. That's what I'm using here. Again, I'm using the square oscillator, but I'm actually remapping this value. I'm remapping it into 0 and 1. So we have some kind of gear. Probably not super elegant, but it is kind of like a gear. And from here you can solidify or extrude up. This is actually, like I said, quite interesting because you can use ring here. Oh, you definitely need the edge. So this is ring, of course, and we need to be careful on what we are masking, however, and we want to extrude just the outer ring. And here we are scaling up. So definitely it's a, you might think, okay, it's a very strange way to create gear, right? Yeah, but this is also interesting because it's a gear by extruding the edge. Another method is to use the actual 3D. Oh, this is almost kind of okay, almost, but it's not perfect yet. The middle part might need some kind of details. If you maybe cogs, so gear emoji, right? Gear emoji. This is the one by Apple. It's looking something like this. It's actually pretty good. It's a good one to replicate. Anyway, we have something like this. This one is using extrude separate faces. So I need to play around with the masking, of course. Currently, it's extruding every face of this cylinder. Yeah. If I'm using least input masking, let's try if this works. Yeah, kind of. You can have it like maybe have more gear, and let's see if the pattern actually repeats itself. Oh, it doesn't. You need to make your own pattern, but you get the drill, right? This can be a start for a nice looking gear. So this is 11, maybe, yeah, 11 maybe is good. 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 12. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, more or less that's a gear. I start with cylinder. For the parallel, we don't need that, but if you want, you can have that. Just leave it at 2. We have control over the height. we can modify the radius, the top radius and the bottom radius. So we have this cylinder that's a little bit tilted, but this doesn't work with the top part. So for now, just gonna leave it like this. So we can control the radius. You might notice that we actually have 2 different parts of this gear. This is the finished version. We have this part, the red part, and we have the blue part. The blue part is just a cylinder that's being extruded and already masked. And let me show it to you what's actually going on. Cylinder with the, I'm using this item. I'm actually getting rid of the top and the bottom, and I'm replacing it with my own ring. So I have a ring down there. Okay, so the ring, we can control the interior and exterior. Okay, so that works. That works fine. Cylinder have height. We can actually twist it as well if you want. It's more like a blade. We can control the gear itself. Okay, so that's kind of nice. There's one thing that does not always work, is this matrix somehow. Let me show you. So the minimum is probably 12. Let me get rid of the mask for now. So that's 12, and then we have control for this part, middle part. This matrix is a convenience for us, but it doesn't always work. I don't know why. There's a limitation. Okay. This is what I mean. The rotation does not always work. Sometimes it simply like snap itself, and it's correct. See, okay, this is the thing. You see how it's spinning sometimes? Yeah, I think it's probably a bug. But it's not too bad. It can be fixed. So if we actually bake this, we have two parts of the gear. This part is still hollow, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe we can do something about it, or maybe just bridge the two. So we have hole. We have connections between these two things. First of all, we need to join it. Control J. And now can merge vertices by distance, and then if I'm not wrong, you can simply select this and then connect it. Oh, okay, we need to bridge, right? Bridge. We have bridge. Okay, there you go. That's slightly better. And then this face and this face, maybe we can insert and extrude. Oops, I forgot. Oh well, I need to learn the shortcut. But you got the drill, right? We just simply can extrude this part maybe. But anyway, that's more or less gear, almost. Because this part, see the gear, the proper gear have this kind of pattern as well. So that's something I need to think about. But for now, it's kind of okay. We can use bevel. We can smooth. I think that's kind of okay. Bevel, we have custom bevel too, right? Somewhere. Custom profile, okay. But that's for other thing, I don't think. But that's this is gear. It is the closest for us to get a gear. We can definitely and should think about how to close this part, maybe with another cylinder, because that's how sphere choke kind of works. And this part, we can create like random number for the gear. Plug this into the mask. So it's gonna create 0 or 1 for our gear. That's a quite broken gear. Usually the quickest one is to use list mask. It just should normally give you value of 0 and 1. Well, anyway, for now, I'm just gonna give you this setup, and you can modify it until it becomes like a proper gear. But anyway, that's 3 ways to create gears, whether it's 2D or whether it's by extruding edge. Yeah, but it's pretty much it, I guess. In the future, maybe I give you the proper gear setup. All right, so thanks again for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.